Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode. No, we don't do episode numbers. Welcome to Saturn
No.
Slam Review. We got NXT and AEW Dynamite from this past Wednesday, the 12th of February, year of our Lord 2020. We got that on tap for you, and nothing else because I don't have my Wrestle Kingdom notes with me right now.
And Takeover Portland is the weekend.
It is Sunday, this Sunday. 7 o'clock start time. So if you're used to 8 o'clock starts on WWE pay-per-views, this is not like that. This is an 8 o'clock start time. Or 7 o'clock, rather. So even if I didn't have Monday off work, which I am fortunate enough to do, or to have, I don't get like Martin Luther King Day off. I don't get Good Friday off. I get President's Day off.
That's some sort of federal holiday.
For reasons I don't understand. I mean, yeah, like state employees get it off. But anyway, even if I didn't have that off, I'd probably be able to catch the whole show before my bedtime. So good on you. The NXT for doing that.
Yeah,
but
I wanted it to rhyme with AEW, but not gonna happen.
No. AEW though, Dynamite had probably, I would say this is probably the best Dynamite they've ever done.
I think I have to agree with you there.
It top to bottom, really solid show. There's almost nothing I have to complain about, which is probably going to hurt the entertainment value of this show, but it helped the entertainment value of Dynamite considerably.
I have maybe one or two blemishes.
Oh, I'm sure I'll find something to bitch about because it's me. But overall, I just gotta say, very solid show. Proud of these guys. Yeah, there were a couple things like the now that I'm looking at my notes here, I did not care for the brawl with all the tag teams after the tag team title match. I wrote there are better ways to set up the battle royal than this. But anyway,
yeah, let's just start with it.
Kicked off with the AEW Tag Team Championships. It is fucking amazing how much more over Hangman Page is now than he was when Dynamite started.
They just had to find that fucking hook.
Yeah, they got in a groove now. They let him show some character, and what do you know? He got over. It's almost as if that's how that works. Anyway, this match was, I'd say it was a little bit better than the match they had on the boat, but largely the same.
Yeah.
In terms of quality, not in terms of like match layout. They did different moves and stuff, but a lot of the same greatest hits here. Match finish came when Sky and Kazarian had the dual Dragon Sleepers on. The ref refused to call for the submission with everyone in. Rare rule enforcement.
Because, I don't know. They were really on about that legal man stuff tonight.
Maybe Chris Jericho gave them another scolding in the back for making the refs look like idiots.
Stupid idiots.
He stole that from Bret Hart, by the way. No one brings that up ever, but he stole that from Bret Hart.
That's how you know he's a master thief. He stole my heart too.
All right. Anyway, they hit the buckshot V-trigger combo to Kazarian, and pin. Omega got the pin. After the match, at the beginning of this match, how I would be remiss to say that the Dark Order interrupted and cut a promo. I was really mad when I saw the Dark Order thing flash because I'm like, I swear to God, if they're just gonna have the Dark Order run out and this ends in a fucking no contest, I'm gonna be so goddamn pissed off. But no, it was just a promo reminding them that they have the Exalted One and members closer than they appear. They're really hinting that Christopher Daniels is going to join the Dark Order, or is already part of the Dark Order, which means, of course, that it is a swerve, and he will not be affiliated with the Dark Order in any way.
But who will? Who will be the first, like, other big person, big name to get on this Dark Order?
Well, the rumor still persists of Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy's deal is up, I believe, March 1st. They already written him off WWE television. They had Randy Orton attack him. So, I mean, all signs seem to point to that. That'd probably be the biggest name they could bring in to be the Exalted One. And if there's one way to get me to care about the Dark Order, it's inject broken Matt Hardy into the mix.
Always, it's the Tabasco of wrestling. Just put it on anything and it'll make it spicy.
Put that shit on everything. After the match, Paige went to drink beer with the fans, and then Omega fucked off to do I don't know what. Fucking.
He's like, I guess I'm going to.
Yeah, ignore Michael Nakazawa probably.
Yeah. Notice me, senpai.
Dark Order came to the ring to surround SCU. Daniels was notably absent. The Best Friends ran down, and then the Butcher and the Blade and Jack Evans and Angelica ran down, and finally the Young Bucks ran down. They had a brawl previewing the tag team battle royal there. It just felt so weird. Like, it's not been established that the Dark Order really has any alliance with the Butcher and the Blade, and Jack Evans and Angelico have like made 3 appearances on Dynamite, so I don't know what the hell they're doing there.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like, I get the brawl, and I get, like I said, I got it. They're setting up the Battle Royal for next week, but there are better ways that it's not necessary to do it in this manner.
Right. You can just set it up. Or use your creativity. Yeah, maybe not too much creativity. We've seen some pitfalls of that on this show.
Yeah, speaking of one of the greater pitfalls of their creativity, one of them is No More. I don't remember what radio show it was. Oh, and it was Wrestling Observer Live with Brian Alvarez and Mike Sempervive. Brandy Rhodes was a guest on there, and she confirmed that the Nightmare Collective is no more, or at least she will no longer be involved with the Nightmare Collective.
Perfect, because I could basically tell that from that tonight's episode, because she has made an abrupt face turn.
Yeah, well, I mean, you kind of figured, or I kind of figured at least that, they had to be dropping it when she came out to support Cody. Completely no signs of any of the members of the Nightmare Collective, or
there's no hair clips anywhere.
Yeah, like it's. I was like, well,
Luther, he was there he got a good 5 minutes of action.
Well, apparently, Luther is like one of Chris Jericho's closest friends, so I guess they just brought him in to get him a payday.
Love that, man.
Yeah. The announcers hyped the card for the rest of the evening and threw to a pre-taped interview with Santana and JR. And Santana cut a really brilliant, amazing babyface promo.
Yeah.
The problem is he's a heel.
Turns out. Yeah, this was what was their tag team name before they were Proud and Powerful? It was
LAX.
LAX, yeah. This was deserving of that.
Yeah, but he talked about how his father went blind, and then his dad passed away just this year over New Year's, I think. Talked about how he was taken from him. It was really good stuff. Like I said, a lot of babyface fire, but
it doesn't work when Jon Moxley's not the heel.
Yeah, this would have been great against anyone else except maybe the number 1 babyface in the company right now. Or number 2, I guess you could say Cody's number 1 with that audience. But Moxley's number 1 in my heart, and it's my show. So I'm going to twist reality to fit my narrative.
If Cody is Mario, then Moxley is Luigi. He's less popular, but more people like him. Let's be honest here.
That's true. Excalibur threw it to a Darby Allin video. This is one thing that I praised NXT for last week or 2 weeks ago, and noted Dynamite could use some of this action too, and they responded in kind. So that's more proof that they watched the show. I said they should do some more like promo and vignette segments, and they did. We had the interview with Santana here, and then they cut to a video with Darby Allin, who still can't speak after taking the skateboard to the throat several weeks ago. But he had his little cardboard signs that he was throwing down there.
It's the true feud. They're gonna fight with cardboard signs in the blow off match.
Yeah, they did their Sammy Guevara's cue card gimmick. He said he got herpes from kissing Jericho's ass, and wants a match at Revolution.
Edgy.
Yeah. But Dustin Rhodes beat Sammy Guevara. Dustin Rhodes was the hometown hero.
Yep.
Get
those big old fucking ham hocks in there.
Yeah. This was a fine match. They've worked together a lot. And they have decent chemistry. Sammy just sells for Dustin, and Dustin has been around long enough. He knows how to work a match.
Yep.
And he won, and then called out Jake Hager for a match at Revolution. So finally,
he's actually gonna wrestle
after he was there on the first episode of Dynamite. So it's been like October to now, so like 6 months.
It's been half a year and he hasn't been in the ring.
That's
amazing.
Wrestle a match, not even a tag match.
What will his ring gear look like? Is he gonna come out in like an MMA kind of deal?
Yeah,
I want him to come out in a purple onesie.
I wonder if he's going to use gear like he did, his entire career, like the singlet, or if he's going to wear something a little more modern. We shall see at Revolution, which I know they can't because it's a WWE thing, but they really ought to have called this Lethal Leap Year because it's on Leap Day.
It's on Leap Day.
We do a show on Leap Day this year.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Magical once in a lifetime moment.
Probably. It'll be. The show will have to run for a long time before we get another Leap Day to fall on a Saturday. So.
Cosmic. And it is 21:49. It's the old version. Anyways.
Yeah.
As I ramble off here.
Yeah. So we had another interview with Britt Baker. Poor Tony Schiavone. Just has to keep going out there interviewing Britt Baker.
I found this really easy way to get heat. You dunk on Tony for a while.
To be fair, like Britt Baker has been a pretty incredible heel promo.
Yes.
The matches have not yet translated, but when she called them a bunch of chubby Whataburger faces, the building
just cuts to like 10 different white guy faces. Oh, she fucking ignited that crowd.
That was nuclear heat. Just I pop for that. I haven't eaten at a Whataburger in over 10 years.
In nigh on a decade.
AEW Women's Championship match, Nyla Rose versus Riho for the title. This was probably the best women's match I've seen on AEW TV, which is surprising because I don't have a particularly high opinion of either participant in this match in terms of work rate. But they gelled and they worked a pretty good match. And Nyla Rose, I think, makes history here as being the first transgender champion in a major wrestling promotion.
Oh, nifty.
Don't quote me on that, but
I will absolutely quote you on that.
I'm pretty sure that's a fact.
Yeah.
Which I can see being a reason why the cynic in me says that's why she won here, so they can tout that. But I do realize that it was time to get the belt off Riho. I don't know if Nyla Rose would have been the person I put it on. But it gives a heel champion for Chris Statlander to chase. So there's that. And now Riho and Britt Baker can have their feud away from the title. So, I mean, it works.
I may have to make a confession here.
What's that?
I should probably go back and watch this match again because you liked it. The internet likes it. The crowd thought it was fucking amazing. And my first impression when I got off that match was like, that kind of sucked. I didn't like that at all.
Like I'm grading on a curve here. Like if this were on NXT, I would have been like, this has no place on television. But this is the AEW's women's division. And as far as an AEW women's match goes, it was fine. Like they did a decent job of little girl versus big girl, and they didn't fuck up any spots, and they just got out of there quickly. They didn't overstay their welcome. Like the match, it was like a 2-star match. But given the parade of 1-star matches that have come out of AEW's women's division,
it's 200% as good.
Yeah, it's doubly as good as most anything I've ever seen. It was a perfectly average match.
Sometimes that's all you need inside.
Yeah.
Be who you really are.
Beast Bomb for the pin. Nyla Rose, new champion.
Hooray. I'm looking forward to see what she does.
They were, during the commercial break, they had the picture-in-picture. She walked backstage. Tony Khan was shown hugging her. It was the most awkward hug I've ever seen in my entire life.
Mm-hmm. It was entirely fucking one-sided.
Yeah, apparently she complained about not enough people being there to congratulate her. I know this only because I've been told this, because you can't hear a thing when they're in picture-in-picture. I don't know why they have them.
Stop it.
Get
some help.
Promo. They just split screen so to tempt you to not change the channel. Like NXT does it. Sometimes they do it in a match, but it's far less frequently. When NXT does it, it's almost always a match. But AEW does it just to like dissuade you from changing the channel, even if
I saw a thing happen.
Consequence.
It happened during the stuff, during commercials. So I gotta keep watching it.
Yeah. After the break, Jericho was interviewed. Jericho called Moxley human trash, but he's going to give Moxley a title match at Revolution anyway. He said he has a surprise for Moxley next week. He scoured the world for a bounty hunter and found a man named Jeff Cobb to give him a tour of the islands and a dose of reality. So, Jeff Cobb...
Grande.
Jeff Cobb's coming in, at least for the match here. I don't know. To my knowledge, he is not under contract with anyone. He's currently working in ROH without a contract.
The actual hottest free agent.
So I don't know if they're just bringing him in for a match here, or if they're going to make an effort to sign him. But Jeff Cobb's great. I like his work a lot. So I'm excited to see that match. I think that'll be a good one. They played a video recapping the Cody and MJF angle, and when you condense it down to 20 seconds, it actually seems like an effective angle.
Distilled. Just shoot it.
Brandy Rhodes, the new babyface Brandy Rhodes, appeared on the commentary desk. She gave a previous, she basically just apologized for burying Excalibur for no fucking reason.
Yeah. It's like, it's fine. We have to work together, Brandy. Thanks for that. It's like, sure.
MJF and Jungle Boy had a nice little match here. Jungle Boy they played off each other very well because Jungle Boy is a very naturally likable babyface, and MJF is a very naturally hateable heel. And then, of course, they screwed him over with the diamond ring shot for the victory. So
It's like fucking Toll House cookies. You know, the chocolate chip cookie. You see the recipe on the back? That's the scientifically proven best way to do it. There's no other recipe that'll do it as good. This is that.
Don't need to get fancy with it. You don't need to add your fucking nutmeg or whatever the fuck ingredient you read about on Pinterest. You don't need it. Basics work. Yeah, so this match was pretty good, and the crowd reacted big to both. I have to say, all night, this crowd in Austin was fantastic.
Go back to Austin, guys.
Like,
Crowd's hot.
When MJF's music hit, like you would have thought fucking 2008 Chris Jericho was walking out with that curtain there. Like, the boos, man. It was like John Cena in Chicago at Money in the Bank. And they reacted to Jungle Boy like a main eventer too. So that's a good sign that they're getting over and that the Austin crowd is very hot. Never go back to Corpus Christi. Just keep going to Austin. You
It's
ever
all
think, hey, let's go to Corpus Christi? No, go to Austin instead.
On second thought, let us not go there.
It's
a silly place.
Then we had the main event, Jon Moxley versus Santana. They said this is Santana's first singles match in over 400-something days. Santana's a really good singles wrestler.
Yeah.
I did not know this about the man, but this match was fucking great.
They pulled that extra sauce out of each other. It was lovely. Eye patch versus eye patch match.
My favorite
enjoyable
spot that Moxley does now is when he's selling and like he just takes a wild punch drunk swing and fucking falls on his ass because he swung so wildly. That's great.
He's so good.
After the match, Moxley won with a paradigm shift. After the match, everyone jumped him. And
I want to see the interview where he's like, "Yeah, no, this was a rough part of my career because after every match, 3 to 5 men from the inner circle would come and beat me up.
5 to 6 douchey men from the nightclub would come to beat me up." That man's
Jon Moxley.
Guevara hit a 630, which was impressive. He notably did not look like he killed himself or Moxley. So, Ricochet, take notes. Jericho hit the Judas effect, and the Inner Circle stood over Moxley. Jericho beckoned to the stage. Jeff Cobb came out, hit the Tour of the Islands, and posed with the Inner Circle to close the show. Very good episode of Dynamite. Solid wrestling. I thought every match was at least decent. And I like the angles and the vignettes. Excited about some of the matches they have on tap for the next couple weeks here. And
excited about the new champions.
Yeah, we'll get to complain about how they beat Wardlow in his first match next week.
Hooray!
NXT from the same night, and this was the go home show for Takeover Portland, and pretty solid go home show. Mostly matches, but it flowed well. Like NXT is just consistently good. Like I can't really. Dynamite week to week, the quality varies, and you're like, this they could have done more here. But NXT, like, they have it figured out. Like, they just
It's a
know
mainstay.
what to
Yep.
do. And yeah, some weeks are better than others. There was one a couple weeks ago that just, even that being one of the worst NXTs I'd seen in a while, was still a very good show, very watchable show.
Mm-hmm.
This obviously no different.
Left some to be desired, but not tonight. Tonight it just came in with a very rock solid, just another installment, baby.
Yeah, good lineup. Roddy came out to cut a promo on Velveteen Dream. He was very upset about the Dream's choice of attire last week. And then Bronson Reed came out and reminded them that they have a match, and they had their match. And this was good. This was probably the best showing for Bronson Reed so far. Of course, this is definitely, maybe it wasn't. Maybe he had one match longer in the breakout tournament, but this felt like the longest Bronson Reed match I'd ever seen. And,
Yeah, this was a good night for the breakout stars.
Yes, it was indeed. He had a very good showing for himself. Roderick Strong won after stealing my finisher and intercepting Bronson Reed off the top rope. He did it just as good as I ever did it. And he picked up the pin after the jumping knee. After the match, Velveteen Dream.
Before the ending of the match, like it randomly hit Velveteen Dream's like, ow!
Oh, yeah.
And the purple, but it didn't
not
play the music. And I was like, oh. Matthew, you watching this?
Yeah, I figured we were in store for a distraction finish, but thankfully not. Roderick Strong won. And then Dream came up on screen, and he had he talked about how they tried to take away his career, and how he wanted to take away something from Roderick Strong, and he lost his title, but he still has a family. He had Call Me Up Marina on his ass, and a very unflattering airbrush picture of Marina Shafir on his tights. That is not her best.
It's a rough one. It's like one of those ones that you get at the auto body shop for your Harley.
Yeah.
Get spray paint on the back there. I had something I was gonna say about this, but I don't remember it now. It's gone. Like a gust, like a Velveteen Dream. It's just gone.
Yeah.
Disappeared.
I
know what I was gonna say. I want Velveteen Dream to like stick a kick me sign on like Bronson Reed's back or something, and Roddy's having another match with him. He turns around and it's just like it's some more like disparaging shit or trash talk. He's like, I just slipped it on. Like random people are just wearing Marina Shafir on their outfits. Roddy's just like, no one else seeing this?
Going crazy. Yeah, I think so.
Adam Cole's just got like the fucking t-shirt and little baby Troy's on there. He's like, what? What's going on?
What are you on about, man? They basically Strong's like, Dream's like, if anything happened to you, I'd be there to take good care of your family. And of course, that's you crossing the line
Samoa
there.
Joe.
And he runs out after him. Next up, we had the first of several video segments with the Broserweights.
This is pretty goofy.
Trek to Portland. This was goofy, and I think it stepped over a line for me.
I agree.
In terms of enjoyment.
They're milking it. They're like, we got to get this flash in the pan. Let's milk it while it's hot. We'll go. They're good enough promos. We'll put them in a vignette. It does not translate.
It didn't work. It didn't have the same authenticity that the others had, because this was clearly like scripted beforehand. And Matt Riddle works best when he can just be Matt Riddle. And this was like a Bill and Ted style fucking
Adventure to Portland.
They took a car, but they got pulled over. Matt Riddle was acting like he had drugs on him when they got pulled over. Apparently, they didn't have a license, either of them. They made a joke about Pete Dunne driving on the wrong side of the road. Um, and then
Okay.
he's like, "I'll have to think of another way for us to get to Portland." And they put "to be continued," and I was like, "Oh no."
We got more.
There were in fact
Woo!
two more. Um, we got a promo from Angel Garza backstage. Leo Rush joined him to talk some trash to build to the match later on. Dakota Kai wrestled Candice LeRae. Candice LeRae, as is tradition, Dakota Kai's heel run here took like 80% of the match, and then Dakota Kai rolled her up for the victory.
Ah,
Uh,
classic.
they brawled a little bit afterwards, and Tegan Knox came out of the crowd to beat him up. I think this match has their street fight has the potential to be a dark horse match of the night candidate. I'm interested to see how far they go, like what sort of stuff they're willing to do.
I would really like to see that. I would like to see a pushed, a really emphasized women's match. I think this is the one to do it.
Yeah, I mean NXT's usually been pretty good about it. This is a notable takeover. I think it's only happened once or maybe twice before, where there are two women's matches on the card, main card.
Perfect. Just in time for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Sure.
Are they still doing the Mixed Match Challenge on the big roster? Did they give that up?
I haven't heard about it in a while, so I would assume so.
Okay.
That deal with Facebook ran out, so they're like, fuck it, we ain't doing this shit anymore.
Yep.
All the people that got hurt during the Mixed Match Challenge.
Oh God.
I mean, they didn't get hurt, I don't think, in Mixed Match Challenge matches. That would be impressive, but they would just get hurt, and they'd have to reshuffle the teams.
Like shit.
Candice LeRae's better half was out next to wrestle Cameron Grimes. This was a good showing from both men. We've talked about how Cameron Grimes is kind of winning us over each time he's out there, and you want to give someone a good match, you put him in the ring with Johnny Gargano. And no surprises to anyone here. This was a fine match. Gargano got the victory via submission, but there were a couple close calls there where it looked like Cameron Grimes might have won. Of course, he wouldn't win. You wouldn't beat Johnny going to TakeOver, but
no, that's unheard. I think Cameron Grimes should get a feud in a little bit here.
Yeah, they're kind of treading water with a lot of the breakout stars. They were pushing Cameron Grimes really hard, and it looked like that he was going to do a feud with Kushida, but then they just kind of pumped the brakes on him for a while.
Yeah, because they wanted to do Kushida with other people. You know what? I don't know. Cameron Grimes might be above this, but I think the idea that popped into my head was Cameron Grimes versus Jackson Riker. Have that be a little feud, just a little one.
I haven't seen the Forgotten Sons on television in a long time.
Yeah,
not since like
and they were just getting good too.
Yeah, yeah, I could see that. I mean, that's kind of weird because I believe they're both heels. So you'd have to like quasi turn one of them.
I think you could give Forgotten Sons a little leeway there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they've done heel versus heel before when they have an issue together. I think that'd be interesting. Jackson Riker has been like criminally underused as an in-ring talent.
Yeah, he's like, I think of all the Forgotten Sons matches, and he's just like, I'll be here if you need a 3-on-3.
Yeah, he's had like 3 singles matches that I can remember at least. So yeah, I think you're right. I think that you should have some sort of program of Cameron Grimes. It looked like they were really behind him for a while, but they just kind of pumped the brakes here. Keith Lee got really over, and so they pushed him a lot and built a lot of programming around him.
They're capping off. They're like, we got to just do one more Dijakovic Keith Lee match. We're gonna put it at a takeover. It's gonna be the pinnacle.
That could be an interesting match, Keith Lee and Cameron Grimes.
Do you think I could see that? That would be fun. That would
Um,
be real fun.
Robert Stone was on screen briefly. He explained how NXT would soon know about his brand. Chelsea Green appeared to and reiterated the same idea. Um, where they go. I mean, she lost her match and she didn't get a rematch and win. So I don't know what their plan is with Chelsea Green, but hopefully it's something.
Yeah.
Leo Rush and Angel Garza wrestled for a shot at the cruiserweight title. Surprise, surprise, they had a good match. These two have really good chemistry, and I don't think it'd be possible for them to have a bad match. This was not quite the barn burner that some of their other matches for the title had been, but it was still very solid match. Leo Rush picked up the victory, and Jordan Devlin came out to congratulate Rush on the entrance ramp. He told them he didn't fancy Rush's chances against himself and that you shouldn't ever bet against him. Effective segment. That's a match that I am excited about down the line. I think that'll be really good.
Yeah. Is it like looking at the cruiserweight division? The division. Um, it feels to me like the best analogy I have for it at the moment is the Lunchables shake 'em up chicken nuggets. You know, it's a little smaller of a package. It's pretty concentrated there, but there's just so much flavor. It's
Yeah.
so good.
I feel bad for like the initial cruiserweights that came in as part of the Cruiserweight Classic and were relegated to 205 because they just seem like so much less now, you know? Like Jack Gallagher is a really good wrestler, but like when I see him on my TV, I like kind of want to change the channel. I'm like, yeah, I'm not. Jack Gallagher doesn't excite me anymore.
Yeah, 205 Live isn't a thing anymore, right?
I think it still is, but they
What
just
the
like
fuck?
they do it whenever the fuck they feel like doing it. Like they've
That's
canceled
so weird.
tapings before and all that. Yeah, it is weird. They should just roll the whole thing in the NXT.
Please, absolutely
Split
make it a combo pack.
split the roster like between NXT and NXT UK. Have guys like Jack Gallagher fucking go back and wrestle in the UK brand, where their style will be, greatly appreciated. And then have guys like Tozawa wrestle there and do something with fucking Grand Metalik, please.
Yeah, he's
The
there and then he's not.
poor man shows up on Raw like 3 times a quarter, kills it, and then gets put back in whatever fucking dusty shack they keep their luchadors in.
They seal him up in the Ziploc and they put him in the bread keeper.
They put him in like
It's
one of
good, I swear.
those vacuum seal bags for clothes. they put all the.
He just crunches down to like a third of his size.
Yeah, they just shove him under a bed. They go get the fall wardrobe out and let's go. Grand Metalik. Let's get him out there.
You can with this system, you can even put your Otis Dozoviches in the smallest spaces. Is he in like any angles? Is he doing anything?
He is currently involved in the best main roster angle, which is his
Thank
courtship of Mandy Rose.
Oh, thank God. That's exactly where I want him to be. They finally fucking put it together. They're like, what if we put Otis Dozovich in wrestling? And he just did some stuff.
Yeah, he had a spot where he saved Mandy Rose from elimination in the Women's Royal Rumble. She got thrown out and he like rolled out from under the ring and caught her. She just like stood back up and got back in the ring. Geez.
Mark, show you can do it if you try.
Yeah. They did a cool little video package of Mark Henry talking about the evolution of big men in the business and how Keith Lee and Dominic Dijakovic are crazy motherfuckers and they're going to tear the house down at Portland.
Yep.
That was cool. I liked that a lot. Bianca Belair squashed Santana Garrett in all of 35 seconds. She then cut a promo talking about how Rhea Ripley was looking past her. Rhea came out and exchanged words, and then she took a swing at Belair, but Belair laid her out with the KOD and danced around her for a while. We missed the second Broserweight sketch where they were in a paddle boat.
I think I like this one the best out of all of them, just because of fucking the cheesiest ass delivery. He's like, what does he say? He's like, don't be loosey goosey or whatever. He makes some fucking goose pun and it fucking quick zooms out to them on a fucking swan paddle boat.
I think it was "Don't be a silly goose."
Yeah, don't be a silly goose.
Yeah,
it's like, they're really doing it.
Light bulb. The next vignette here is they sneak into the cargo hold of Triple H's private plane.
Yeah. Apparently, they were doing a lot of jokes about how he says boot.
Yeah.
He's like, and Pete Dunne is like, don't say boot.
For those of you who aren't aware,
funny.
Boot is what they call a trunk in UK slang, like the trunk of a car is the boot instead of the trunk, and the hood is the bonnet. For the 6 of you who have never seen an episode of Top Gear and don't know this.
Exactly.
And then we had Adam Cole versus Kushida. They didn't start wrestling until like 9:52.
Yeah, they really they're just like, make it the end. That's because they didn't want fucking Adam Cole to get any more injuries. They're just like, we don't want to risk fucking anything. All right, we've blown off too many goddamn matches.
Yeah, I mean, he just got a cut on his head. He wasn't.
Hurt. They're like, it's a close shave, and then like, I'm sure someone in the room was like, just play it safe, guys. We're just not gonna do anything. We did not mention Ciampa's really fucking great promo.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they had a backstage promo where he's watching footage of him after the neck injury, and he's like, yeah, I look in those eyes and I see a lot of doubt. What if I never get back to the title? What if I never get back in the ring?
And he just fucking goes, and he just gets into his own groove.
Yeah, and this match has been built up. Like, now I don't know. Like, I would think that Adam Cole is retaining, but I don't know who. If he retains, who does he wrestle at the next takeover?
I don't know. The hype is at quite a level.
Yeah.
Right now.
Because as Ciampa pointed out, if Adam Cole wins, he will go on to break Finn Balor's record as the longest reigning NXT champion.
I wouldn't be opposed to that.
I think he's going to win. And I think that actually kind of sets up. Now that doesn't make sense because get back to me after Sunday. I want to.
Okay.
Depending upon the outcome of Finn Balor and Johnny Gargano, I think they might have a story there with Finn Balor at that takeover. I don't know. They already did that match. Get back to me after Sunday. I have a feeling I'll have a clearer picture after Sunday.
Sunday.
So they had a good match, Adam Cole and Kushida did. They really utilized that overrun. Adam Cole, what did he win with?
Last shot, right?
Yeah, he hit the last shot abruptly, like out of nowhere.
He's just like, oh, hit the finish. All right, cool.
Yeah, they like went home. They were chain wrestling, and then it's like, oh shit, time to go home. And he hit the last shot, and then Ciampa came out. He stared him down. Adam Cole's like, I'm not afraid of you. And Ciampa's like, I'm taking this back on Sunday. And Adam Cole was like,
I'm taking my life back. And he's like, over my dead body. I'm like, they did the thing. They did
over
the thing.
My cold dead hands. Yeah, like really good stuff. Like, not a flashy show by any means. The big surprise and the big hype moment came last week with Velveteen Dream coming back. But solid go home show. Takeover should be good. This card looks stacked. Really looking forward to this takeover show. Um, well worth the 1065 because they charge fucking online sales tax in New Jersey now. Well worth
Oh,
the
good.
1065 pay for the network each month.
Well,
Yeah. So those were the shows. Good week.
those were the shows.
Good
Did
week
we
for
get the
wrestling.
breakdown from last week?
Um.
The Wednesday
So
night wars.
last week AEW won. It was like 920 something to 707. This week much closer. AEW was down to 817,000 viewers, and NXT drew 757. So AEW was down a lot, like 130,000
Yeah, that's a big
people.
chunk.
NXT was not up that much, so I don't know what else was on Wednesday. Like, there wasn't a big like sports event or anything that I can think of, and like
sports ball.
No election coverage or anything because the primary was Tuesday. So, I don't know, but something siphoned viewers away. A couple of the demos were a lot closer than they usually are. NXT actually won in females in the 18 to 49 demo.
Hey.
Male 18 to 49 was again pretty heavy. AEW 18 to 34 viewers were real close. 0.16 for AEW, 0.15 for NXT. Tied in females in that same demo. Yeah, demos were pretty close except for just male 18 to 49. That was the only one where AEW had a sizable lead. So the audience is I think, I don't know where these 138 thousand viewers go and show up. They kind of show up randomly, but the audiences are starting to kind of settle in. So I mean, unless something drastic happens to shake things up, I think that's what we're going to be for a while. I did want to mention there is a documentary series that will be airing on the WWE Network. I don't remember when the first start date is. It might be after TakeOver Portland, but is a documentary on the Ruthless Aggression era of WWE. This will take place right after. It'll pick up right after the Monday Night Wars documentary finishes. It'll pick up where it left off.
Okay, so like a sequel.
Yeah, and they announced the first 5 episodes. I don't know how many there are going to be, but those will be rolling out in the next few weeks, and I think that'll be a good series that y'all should check out. That's a underappreciated time in the wrestling business.
You have your subscription to the network. Use it.
Yeah, and get your money's worth, especially since it's possible that pay-per-views like WrestleMania might be leaving the network. Vince McMahon has said that he's open to the idea of selling streaming rights to the major pay-per-views to other companies. What that entails, I'm not sure, but there's a lot of shakeup with the network because I don't know if you heard or not, but like 2 of the co-presidents of the company were let go recently, and rumor is a lot of it has to do with differences in vision, particularly pertaining to the network, which dropped under 1 million subscribers for the first time in a long time. So they're kind of hitting the panic button on that. I think it'll exist in some form for forever. Like, I don't think much is going to change. Like, the biggest thing that will happen is that WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, and SummerSlam will end up elsewhere. I don't know if you'll have to pay, like, real pay-per-view prices for that, or if it'll just be like, oh, it's streaming on Hulu, or it's streaming on Amazon. Is apparently been in talks with a lot of different wrestling companies trying to get some wrestling content onto their streaming service. So.
Makes sense. If everyone's got a little bit of it, they should have some too. But Vince, Don't worry about this. Just let the WrestleMania stay on here and go play with your XFL. They had their first game this week, right?
Yes, I watched actually a lot of the XFL from this past weekend. I was impressed with the level of play. It was like watching one of the stronger conferences in college football.
Good.
And I thought some of the changes they made with the rules were actually pretty interesting. I like it. I think it's pretty good football. For a spring football league, it's much better than the AAF was. That was a fucking unmitigated disaster.
I'll
But
have
yeah,
to hear that story from you sometime.
well, just Google AAF and you'll see.
But I want a fun storytelling segment about it. But that's for another time.
That's all for another time. We'll wrap it up here, and we'll be back next week for more news and recaps of Portland and regular shows and Wrestle Kingdom and all that. So be well, stay safe, grapple like it's 1995. Check out saturnstuds.com for more of our content, and we'll see you in the next one.
Peace.